Because I remember I have a friend, he worked in the Times Magazine before, and say the Times Magazine photos are very meaningful. They have the meaning or double meaning behind. You know when you see people throwing bombs or throwing something, they have to take everything in the picture, the background and everything have the political meaning. Yeah. So, but in Hong Kong it's very strange. The reporter or the photographer come out and they just click on the button, keep clicking on the button, try to make everything's like video. Sure. And they have 1,000 pictures, go back there to choose 4 to 5 pictures. It's the different way of doing it. Yeah.
I mean, going back to the Gaza story, I mean, I was pleased that there was actually a small vigil, I think, by Hong Kongers, I think, outside the Legislative Council I read about. So that, but it wasn't really covered very extensively in any of the media that there was a small group of Hong Kongers doing it. But going back to the actual view of Hong Kongers, the view of the situation, would you say that most Hong Kongers were on the side or sympathetic to the Palestinians?
I think most Hong Kong people are apathetic. Just be a sheer apathy towards all this international cruel scenario. We don't pay sympathy or attention to Darfur, to Gaza,
to Congo,
to Zimbabwe, right? To Myanmar. Myanmar is a bit better because it's Southeast Asia, right? But and all the others, even Thailand, we don't give a fuss. We only are concerned about our own people's safety. But we never try to delve into Thailand. Why?
Most of the time when the TV news coverage on Gaza, I could see people on the street, or sometimes I sit in the restaurant or in friend's home, and my mother even say that, again. It's like that's only one word, again.
They just turn their back.
Because they say, this is the fight again, throughout many years, and again. That's all.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We are a little bit sympathetic to this because this is really media apathy or media wariness, right? But then Hong Kong has more of this than other people. Advanced people, we say.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're absolutely right that it's essentially because the Middle East conflict has been going on for so long, I think. But this particular thing in the past week is, I can see how, certainly in the Western media, are covering it. It's something a bit more of an atrocity than that has been going on before, I think. Which depresses me, I think, a bit. And I'd be interested to know, in terms of my views to do with that, the Israel situation have changed quite a bit. I've got to say, in terms of my education, I was always grown up to say to believe that Israel were the good guys, actually. Which gives you an idea, because that was kind of the Thatcherite. She was kind of with the Americans on it. And it was only later in my life that I realised and closely looked at the situation and realised that actually that the thugs are the Israelis, actually. but which I think is the best way to describe them, isn't it? But saying that, obviously, in terms of the behaviour of the Palestinians, it is sometimes they become very emotional and obviously there's a very strong militant wing to the activity in Hamas and so on.
So from the very very basic beginning. So do you think that Israel, when they fought back in the 1967 or something like that, and they took the land from the people who lived there for 100 years. But before that 100 years, it was land of God. So what do you think about the right or wrong?
Well,
it's the most difficult question to say about.
I did study it, but I've forgotten most of it. I've got to say, actually, I have actually been to Israel, actually. I spent 2 weeks there, and I would strongly recommend any listeners, if they're
they have a chance to visit Israel.
Right? Israel has got to be one of the most interesting places to go if you want a very interesting holiday, because it's got the mixture of all it's got the mixture of different religions, and it's got and you're there during a modern day crisis situation, and you can get a really good feel of the whole historical, because you can actually to go to these famous places in the Bible and stuff, and actually be there and stuff. It's one of those places which is fascinating to visit.
I have been there also for 1 week. Right. When I was young, we are also schooled actually deeply in this pro-Israelite, so it's called Armageddon, this fiasco. And but then when you study theology and then you look into the facts, and then you find that this is quite unreasonable to base the existing right of a people on some old ancient religious book. Even if you believe in the Bible, you got to be a modern man, modern citizen, and then you cannot say you can base your right of existence on this Bible, and then contravene the existing living rights of the indigenous people, and then go there and then dominate them, and then terrorize them, right? And then make them into slaves or some kind of occupied.
And the whole parliament in America.
This is terrible.
Yeah, there's some people say that the Jewish power authority in the American parliament, gives a lot of money on the military to the Israel. And the one more thing is that the people in Israel, 70% agree to attack Gaza. So, for example, if Hong Kong have democracy, if 70% saying that we should attack Macau, and we have the military, do you think how to judge about the democracy?
I can understand them. I can understand them because especially if you watch the film Munich, you probably know that is one of the important turning point that the Israelite people at the very beginning, they want some peaceful coexistence with Palestinians, but it's in this unjust situation that they occupy their land, and then they want some peaceful coexistence. So the Palestinians they turn to this terrorism. Certainly, they turn to terrorism in the Munich Olympic. But then this provoked a reaction. For the Israelites to become more and more militant, and then so now they themselves are trapped into this violence.
I mean, it'll be interesting with the new President Obama coming in. It'll be because I'm sure he's going to get quite heavily involved in that situation. But it'll be interesting to see how he behaves towards it. Because on the one side, he's going to have a very strong, Israeli community in America who've got a very strong stance. I mean, I've been watching the BBC World News on it, and it's amazing actually what the Americans, what Bush's people are saying about it. But there we go, basically. So we're almost finished now. I do want to just say at the end, I want to congratulate LSD on the bike ride on January the 1st, which Ken was on, and it seemed to go very well. Got around 100 people showed up, and I noticed it was covered on the Pulse, which is an English TV program. Which
how about next year? We wish you.
Well, hopefully I might join you next year. But
join with your girlfriend.
It seemed to be a good event, and I was quite pleased because there was many other groups doing something on that day, but it seemed to be the best and the most creative event, and which kind of appealed to young people,
especially if Spider-Man is there.
Maybe I'll turn up. Maybe I'll turn up
and wave somewhere.
Maybe I'll turn up, especially if there's any nice Chinese ladies you might be able to introduce me to, Ken.
Bunch of. There was ladies over there, but the LSD has a problem that only 15% are ladies.
Well, that's a problem, isn't it? I think we've got to try and readdress that. That's there's something I think we should talk about that. Why that is actually
because
maybe in a future show.
The ladies is not they are not radical.
Women they're all interested in politics, but sometimes I think the men try to take over a bit too much. I think so. I know there are some there are some ladies in LSD, and I think I encourage them to get more involved and speak up more. I think, is a good thing. I think.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I think that's it for this show.
So Happy New Year to all.
Happy New Year,
and bye.
Bye.
Bye.